Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Carnage, and we are going to be talking about Mbappé joining Real Madrid. Oh my goodness. The longest transfer saga in world football history has officially come to an end today. June 3rd, 2024 is a historic day. Okay? This day will go down in the history books as the biggest finesse in world football history. Now, I need you guys to do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button and also make sure that you subscribe to the channel because we're going to have a lot of big things coming this summer. Euros, Copa America, the Olympics, transfer news. It's going to be real busy here on Football Carnage, and I definitely need you guys to be here for the journey. Shout out to everybody that got me to 1.7k subs as well. Now, look here, people. Fourth time's the charm. I have tried to do a stream for the last hour, but StreamYard was trying to ruin my mood. StreamYard and the people that work for them must be Barca fans, because why the hell did I have to deal with so many technical issues? I couldn't go live. I don't know what the issue was, but I said, you know what? Instead of me giving up, we're going to go to OBS. Now, I like OBS, and I do all my watch-alongs here, but it's not as interactive as StreamYard. I'm not going to be able to put your comments up on screen, but I still will be able to read them out. So don't worry, people. We will be doing things as usual. But as I said, unless you live underneath a rock, then you would have heard the groundbreaking news. The here we go. The official comunicado that broke the internet. And that is Mbappé has officially joined Real Madrid. And even though this deal has happened, like over an hour ago, and I'm just checking here to make sure that we are live and that we are good, right? I think we should be. Okay, we are good. Just want to make sure because look, I have some PTSD right now with the streams not working. But I think my connection's good. My audio looks good. I look good as always. So we should be good to go. Now, as I said, people, definitely make sure that you smash that like button. But this news broke a little over an hour ago, or I should say maybe like an hour and a half ago, and I still don't know where to start. We can talk about how PSG have been finessed. We can talk about how Mbappe is going to fit in this Real Madrid side. We can talk about the impact that he will have on this team. We can talk about the expectations that we have moving forward. And I'm thinking, let's just start and get PSG out the way because this stream's going to be a celebratory stream, right? I don't want to be talking about those French bums. And the reason that I have some energy for PSG is because they actually thought that they can stop greatness. They actually thought that they can stop Mbappe's destiny. Because this is a player that they should have gotten at least 180 to maybe 250 million for if they would have sold him a few seasons ago. But no, they wanted to hold on to him. They wanted to just tempt him by just throwing money at him. And it's failed. I thought we were going to sign Mbappe last summer when he made it clear to PSG that he had no intentions of signing an extension. Why the hell would you keep a player that does not want to sign an extension with you? You have to sell them. And now you've just lost one of the most valuable players in world football for nothing. That is terrible business. And I don't know who owns PSG. I don't know if it's the Qataris or the Saudis. I actually don't care. But they got to sack what's this guy's name? Al Kafani or whatever the hell. Bro, he needs to get gone because since he's been at PSG, yeah, they've won League One. They've dominated all the domestic cups in their country. But the reason why you spend €1 billion and why you bring in all these big name players is to win the Champions League. And that's something that they have not been able to do so far. And now him losing Mbappe for free, that should be the final nail in his coffin. I think that they got to sack him. You got to go in a different direction because PSG's arrogance has cost them not being able to make any profit on arguably the most marketable player in world football. And if I was a PSG fan, I would be outside the Parc des Princes rioting right now. And I do think PSG will have a big summer. I do believe that they will spend a lot of money because they have no choice. You cannot lose a player of Mbappe's level and not respond appropriately. You got to go out there and sign at least 2 world-class attacking players to replace him. I predict they get Victor Osimhen and Rafael Leao. Those are my 2 big signings that I think they will go out there and get. Because how do you replace him? The goal output, his impact on games. Mbappe also is one of the best big game players in the world. You guys saw the hat trick in the Champions League, sorry, not the Champions League final, in the World Cup final. You guys saw he also won a World Cup with France a few seasons ago. Every single year, he's always there. He's always impacting his team by scoring a lot of goals. He's getting a lot of assists. And there's just no way that you are going to be able to replace what he gives you. So I think you're going to have to go out there and bring in some shiny new toys to keep your fans on side. Because I know that the vibes in Paris right now has to be thrown off. But the arrogance of PSG to try and force a player that does not want to stay there to remain there. They have nobody else to blame but themselves. So hold that, you bums. Florentino Perez, masterclass. Signing one of the best players in the world for free. He does it time and time again. The scouting department, Juni Califat, they always are able to bring in good players on good prices. We don't really get finessed. And it seems like all of the deals work out. Yeah, we do have some misses, right? Like a Dani Ceballos. But at the end of the day, look at the starting 11 that we have. And now you're going to be able to add Mbappe to that? I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited. And I think dominance is all that I'm expecting. Next season, the expectations, it has to be treble. It has to be the quadruple. I don't expect us to lose any competition that we're a part of because that's unacceptable. And I think Mbappe, he's going to have a lot of pressure on his shoulders, right? Real Madrid just won the Champions League without you. Clearly, they don't need you, right? And he's going to have to humble himself and realize that he's just joined Vinny's team, right? Vinny is the best player in the world. Vinny scored in the Champions League final. Vinny is going to lift the Ballon d'Or later this season. And I think Mbappe has to realize this, right? He is going to have to take a step back in terms of where he ranks in the hierarchy. Now, I think he's going to be able to fit into this team very nice, right? This deal got announced before the Euros. So now we're going to have 4 French players that represent Real Madrid. And I think the team's going to be excited to have him here. I mean, when you're at one of the best clubs in the world, competition is needed. Competition is good. I don't think any players are going to necessarily be worried about their playing time. They're not going to be worried about, oh, he's coming to take my spot and all this other nonsense. No. They're going to be excited to be getting one of the best players in the world joining them. And as I started off this segment by saying, I think Mbappe is going to have a lot of pressure on his shoulders because, as I said, Real Madrid, they just won the Champions League. So now it's, what can you add? Are they going to be able to win it with you there? He is going to be feeling like the world is on his shoulders. Because now, if next season, Madrid don't win La Liga, don't win the Champions League, the questions are going to pop up. Well, was adding Mbappe a distraction? Was adding Mbappe going to mess up the team's chemistry? And all this other nonsense. Now, I want to head over to Twitter, and I want to look at just a few of the reactions, right, from the fans. A few of the reactions from, just the journalists and everything else. I mean, look at this tweet. This is how Madrid announced him. This is so cold. They don't got to go out there and put out a big statement. This is just Comunicado Oficial Mbappe. Nice little 2 lines. That's it. It literally broke the internet. I clicked on the link when Real Madrid posted this, and I couldn't get in. It's just crazy. I mean, like, come on now. It's wow. And again, people, I feel like I'm just all over the place, but I really don't know what to say. I mean, I do want to get into some fan comments and everything like that. So, yeah, let's pull this up right here. And let's go through it. But, actually, you know what? Before we do that, I know a lot of people are talking about, well, how are Madrid going to line up? How are they going to be able to fit Mbappe, Rodrigo, and Vinny into the same front 3? Because these are 3 players who, they do occupy the same spaces, right? Rodrigo prefers to play on that left. Same like Vinny, same like Mbappe. But I think from what you saw last season, it's very interchangeable, right? Like, there's sometimes when even though they'll start on the left and right, you'll see Vinny pick up the ball on the right side, or you'll see Rodrigo pick up the ball on that left wing. They interchange. And it's very hard for the defense to keep track of that because it's like, how do you mark them? How are you going to game plan for them? Because they're always in different areas. But what I want to talk about is how I would line up next season if I'm Carlo Ancelotti. And hold on, let's do this, right? Madrid 24. And I did already make a video about this, people, so you guys can really get my full thoughts there. I mean, I know that we're talking about it right now, but you guys know what I mean. So this season, we ran a lot of the diamond formation, right? We had Jude down the middle, and he was kind of playing like our striker / false 9 or number 10. Then you had Vinny and Rodrigo up top as the two lone strikers. But throughout the game, it did kind of switch over to a, what's the word? A 4-3-3 because, Vinny and Rodrigo, wherever side they're on, they would pick up the ball on the wings. So the formation was fluid, but I didn't like the diamond. I feel like it only really benefited Jude, especially early on in the season because Vinny and Rodrigo, they're wingers. They're not strikers. They had to learn how to adapt and play that style. Shout out to my guy, Sam. Yo, how's it looking now, bro? But, I do agree, Sam. He does need to achieve greatness, and I think that he will because there's no excuses for us to not go out there and win. Let's see. Raj says, I haven't watched in like 2 years. How's Jalof? Yo, my guy is good, man. I don't remember you though, Raj, but shout out to you, bro, if you were here when it was just Premier League media and we only focused on the Premier League. But, yo, here's what we got to do, right? I want to show you guys how I would line up if I was Madrid next season. Now, maybe I should zoom out a little bit because this is kind of... Yeah, let's zoom out. Hold on. All right, cool. Okay, wait. Maybe that's a little bit too much. Yeah, I still do follow Arsenal as well, but because that was Premier League media, I was never able to talk about any of the other leagues, so I had to switch it up so I could be able to talk about things that I want to. So, all right. In goal, what I would do is Thibaut Courtois, right? I mean, you guys saw him since he's come back from injury. He's been an absolute monster, right? The guy has been a unit in goal, and he still has not conceded since going back. I remember before the Champions League final, I was saying, yo, Mbappe, oh my gosh, Mbappe, what am I talking about? Lunin should be starting because if it wasn't for Lunin, I don't think that we would have made the Champions League final this season. This man has been fantastic all season. That game against Man City, how he stepped up in the penalty shootout, how he stepped up throughout the season, making big save after big save. I thought he deserved to start, but obviously, right, Courtois is one of the best goalkeepers in the world, and he needs to be in the starting 11 next season, and we are giving Lunin a new contract, and I don't really think he's going to be expecting to start as long as Courtois is here, but we have our goalkeeper for the future whenever Courtois does decide to leave. Now, at right back, I'm going to go Danny Carvajal, right? Let's get him up here. My guy, Carvajal. I think that he has 1 year left in him in terms of being a starter at Madrid. Big game on Saturday, was man of the match in the Champions League's final. Scored that first goal for us as well. That was really crucial. So, we do have to start looking at new right backs just because... Okay, yeah. Just because he is getting up there in age. He's not getting any younger. And while he is still playing at a high level... I'm just curious on how much longer he can play at this high level. On top of that, you kind of saw him struggling against Adeyemi, right? And like these forwards nowadays, it's a lot of pace. And if we're being honest, I think that we got very lucky in terms of winning the Champions League because they were all over us. We didn't get any time on the ball, and they were just passing through us. Adeyemi was over there cooking on that left side. He's just not clinical. And I think that's the only reason that we were able to, still be 0-0 before Danny Carvajal's header went in. So, look, we got to start looking at a younger option. We got to start, planning on a right back signing for next summer. I don't think that we're going to address that this summer, but definitely next. Now, the center back pairing, we're going to do Militao, and we're going to also do Rudiger, right? Militao this season was out for basically all of it, right, towards ACL. There was times this season where we had to play Tchouaméni at center back, And, Nacho also started a lot of those games as well. And Nacho's going to be leaving. So with him gone, and David Alaba should be fit next season, I think David Alaba is going to come off the bench. And then we do have to sign another center back. Now, I know that we have Rafa Marin. He's coming back on loan from Alaves. And now we're also being linked to Lenny Euro. But I don't really think that we're going to sign any center back that's going to come in and start over Eder Militao and Antonio Rudiger. And now at left back, right, I know that we're linked to Alphonso Davies, but I think Ferland Mendy has done a good job, and he needs to be starting off next season, right? I'm not saying that I would not take Alphonso Davies at the club, right? I mean, he only has 12 months left on his deal. It'd be fantastic business to get that over the line. But he's not better than Ferland Mendy when I actually think about it, because what makes Alphonso Davies great is what he offers you going forward, and he's fast as shit, and he's really good when you're attacking, right? Overlapping, he can invert as well. And we all saw it at the Bernabéu. This guy cooked Rudiger and put that ball top bins to score a fantastic solo goal. But at the end of the day, he is a left back, right? You do need your left back to be primarily good defensively. You don't need your left back out there running up the damn pitch, and that's the main things that he offers. And I know that we're also being linked to Hakimi. I saw us linked to Jeremy Frimpong or Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think you cannot sign any of those guys and also bring in Alphonso Davies, right? You can't have both your fullbacks always wanting to get up the pitch and kind of being shaky defensively. I think the advantage that Ferland Mendy has over an Alphonso Davies is that he is sound defensively, and he's good going forward. Obviously, he's not as explosive as Davies is, and both these players, they offer you two different things. So it's a good problem to have, right? If this is your left back room. But I think I would still start off the season, though, with Ferland Mendy. I think he's been immense for us, and he doesn't deserve to be dropped, even if Davies comes in, at least at the start, right? I think he should have to earn his win to that starting 11. Sam says Reece James or Trent would be amazing. I actually do not want Trent Alexander-Arnold. I prefer Reece James. I think Trent's a bit overrated, but if we sign him, as I said, then I definitely do not want us to go out there and bring in Alphonso Davies. You can't have Alphonso Davies and Trent. You could have Reece James and Reece James and Alphonso Davies, but you cannot have Alphonso Davies and Trent. It's just not going to work. Now, in midfield, Tchouaméni has to start. He has to be in that 6 role for us. Tchouaméni this season, I think he's one of the best DMs in the world. I mean, this guy is fantastic. We didn't lose a game that he started. And even though I do like Camavinga, and he did have a big game in the Champions, I think Camavinga played well, he's not as good of a defender as Tchouaméni is, right? I think what Camavinga offers you is, yes, defensive presence, and he can also play in different positions, right? You see him do a really good job at DM. You see him do a really good job at left back. But I don't necessarily think he is better than Tchouaméni, playing that kind of destroyer, sitting back and adding that defensive presence role, right? And I really do like Camavinga. I like him on the ball. He's good at carrying it forward. But I think this is how I would start off next season. Like, to me, this is our strongest 11. And I think Tchouaméni has to be in there. Now, let's talk about Jude Bellingham, because he would be the next player that you have to put in this midfield, and I would be playing him as a box-to-box 8, right? Jude is not a 10. Jude is not a 9. Jude is not a false 9. I know that this season he's done a very good job at it, right? He's played really well, and he's arguably had the best debut season that we've ever seen for a player in their first year at a club. But a 10 is not why we bought him. He's only had to play there this season because Benzema went to Al Ittihad, and we didn't have a proper striker. I know that we have Joselu, but he's not good enough to be starting week in, week out. He's good coming off the bench. So I don't think Jude next season is going to bag as many goals as he did this one. I think that he still will get a few goals, right? I think that he will be around that, maybe I'd say 12 to 15 goals kind of range. And he's really good at crashing the box late, right? And when you're playing in La Liga, a very technical, slower paced league, he's going to have a lot of time on the ball. So he's going to have a lot of space as well. And what makes him good is he's bigger and he's stronger than everybody else. And at Dortmund, he was an 8/6. At Birmingham, he was an 8/6. So why is it that people think he can only play as a 10 or he has to be listed as a forward. Like, I see England, their squad, when they announced it, Jude Bellingham is listed as a forward. I don't understand that at all. And I think next season, a lot of people that do not watch Real Madrid on a consistent basis are going to run with this narrative. Once the goals aren't coming in and week out like they were this season, they're going to run with this narrative that Jude is a flop, he's a one-season wonder. No. Scoring goals is not why we bought him. We bought him to be a box-to-box 8. He did a great job this season of stepping up and playing in an advanced role for us since we didn't have a proper striker, and he's helped us a lot. Early on this season, Jude was bailing us out with some of those goals. When Vinny was injured and went missing. When Rodrigo, who struggled for a large part of this season, wasn't really contributing that much. Jude was there. So I will give him props. But he is a box-to-box. The PR that this guy has is ridiculous. They're comparing him to Zidane. He's nothing like Zinedine Zidane. Like, Jude isn't that technical. Jude can't carry the ball like Zidane can. He's a very good player. But I think that we're setting him up to fail by some of these expectations that people are putting on him. But again, most people only watch us in Champions League. So they don't notice our La Liga games, right? Because your league is your bread and butter, right? That's where you're getting your form. That's where you're playing the most games. And a lot of people do not watch Real Madrid on a consistent basis. And I'm telling you, next season with Endrick and Mbappe coming in, Jude's goals are going to dry up a bit. They're going to drop, and people are going to be trying to run with this narrative that he's a flop. No, he's not a flop. He's just going to be playing in his best position, which is going to be a little bit of a deeper role. But as I said, he still will score some goals. It's just not going to be as consistent as it was this season. My guy Sam says, early hot take, Arda starts midway next season on the right. Yeah, see, I know a lot of people are kind of questioning that right wing because Rodrigo, he's kind of struggled this season, and I can definitely see that happening. But I mean, you guys already know, Rodrigo's my favorite player at the club, and I think he's very underrated. And I know, we'll talk about him in a second, but I think that's not a bad shout, Sam, if I'm being honest, because if Rodrigo doesn't pick up his form, especially when we go back to that 4-3-3, when he is going to be able to play more wide versus centrally, yeah, I think that there are going to be some questions asked. But the next midfielder next to Jude, I'm going to have to put it as Fede Valverde, right? I've seen a few predicted lineups where people are doing a 4-2-3-1, and like the two holding midfielders in that pivot is Camavinga and Tchouaméni. But I mean, come on, you cannot drop Fede Valverde. I mean, I cannot really talk about how important this guy is for our club. This man is one of the best midfielders in the world, but because he's not scoring goals and he's not getting assists on a week in, week out basis, people just don't seem to talk about him. People think that he's overrated. The things that Fede Valverde brings your squad is things that cannot get replicated by stats. It can't. He's super important. He's an engine in that midfield. He's up and down the pitch. He's picking up the ball from deep. He's carrying it forward. He's picking out good passes. He's good on the ball as well. And you see that when you do need a goal, he steps up and he's able to provide you one. Look at that goal against Man City in the Champions League off the volley. So for me, Valverde is a future captain of this team, and he has to be in the starting 11. I can't really see us dropping him. Doesn't really make any sense, right? And I know some people may say, oh, well, what about Luka Modric? And if Toni Kroos was going to be staying, then maybe, we'd have a different conversation. But Kroos is leaving. And Modric, I think that he stayed at Real Madrid knowing that he's going to be coming off the bench like he was this season. So I don't really expect him to start. Now, moving on to that left wing, right? Obviously, people say Mbappe can play there or Vinny. So, like, what are we going to do? Vinicius has to start. This is Vinicius' position. It's his. It's his. Vinny is going to be playing where he wants. This is his team. He's the best player in the world, right? He is the man that scored 2 Champions League goals in the final, well, 2 goals in the Champions League final. Not just this season. I'm talking about this season and then against Liverpool, right? He is an absolute monster. And I do not think that you can displace him or move him around because Mbappe is joining. Vinny has contributed, as I said, to Champions League dubs. What has Mbappe done for PSG outside of dominating France, which is what you expect them to do anyways, right? This is Vinny's team. Vinny is the best player in the world. Vinny is going to win the Ballon d'Or next season. Or, later this season. Or I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, it takes place next season, technically, right? Because isn't it like December or January? But it's based off of this season. So, later this year, right, Vinny's going to win the Ballon d'Or. And I think he has to play on that left. He's earned it. He's been here the last, 8 years? Okay, now that's a bit max. I think it's about 5 years. I don't know why I said 8. But this guy has gone through so much at Madrid. This is a player where I wasn't too sure about him when he first joined, right? He had a lot of talent, was very good on the ball. Tricks, flares, it was exciting. But this guy was so wasteful. He couldn't score to save his life. He was the Brazilian Saint Maximin, Vinicius was. And to see how far he has come, it's just been amazing to see. Don't forget, it was only 3 or 4 years ago that Benzema, I forgot who he was talking to, but he said, brother, don't pass the ball to Vinny. He's playing against us. He's came from that to now being the best attacking player in the world. I mean, did we see what he was doing to Kimmich in that semifinals? He was making Joshua Kimmich look like a bum. He was making Joshua Kimmich probably contemplate retirement. And news was coming out after that tie against Bayern Munich. I saw news saying, yeah, Joshua Kimmich doesn't prefer to play at right back. Yeah, I wonder why. Because if you got to go against Vinicius for 90-plus minutes, you're going to get cooked. But, man, this kid from Flamengo, who we bought before he even made his first team debut in Brazil, has just worked out so perfectly. This is a true success story. Because people, I'm telling you, if you were watching Madrid when Vinny first came, it was not looking good for him. And this just shows that our scouting department, I have to stop questioning signings, because I was somebody that was saying, yo, maybe we have to sell Vinny because he's probably not going to be good enough. He's not clinical enough to be, a starter at Madrid. And boy, has he proved me wrong. And I'm glad that he has. Now, on that right wing, right, moving forward, we're going to talk about Rodrigo. Now, I know that he's had kind of a slow season, and a lot of people are thinking that, maybe he needs to be dropped. Maybe he needs to get transferred. I don't agree with that. Yes, he did not have the best Champions League final. Yes, I do think that he's ghosted. And again, shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Make sure to definitely smash that like button, people, and I will get to your comments in a second. Yeah, as I said, I think that he did ghost, right? I didn't even notice. I didn't notice my guy until the 56th minute. We were on the watch along, and I had missing posters up. I had to put Rodrigo's face on a milk carton. I said, have any of you guys seen my right winger? Because I haven't seen him. He's supposed to be at Wembley. Can somebody contact me? And in the 56th minute, he was found. And I know that this season, it's been rough for him. He hasn't been able to score as many goals as he would like, not get that many assists as he maybe wanted to. He went long spells without really doing anything. And I think that is mainly down to the formation that we were playing. The 4-4-2 does not suit Rodrigo at all. On top of that, he's better on the left wing. But we all know that he's not going to be able to get in there because Vinicius plays there. So, with him being on that right wing, right, he has put in good performances since he's been here. He's Mr. Champions League, right? The guy has came up big for us in that competition. And this season, even though he's went through large spells of having goal droughts, he still scored quite a few times. I think he's our third or maybe fourth highest goal scorer. I'm going to go he's our third highest goal scorer this season. And that being said, it still wasn't good enough. I don't think we should be selling him, though. I see that he's been linked with the move to Man City, and I just don't understand why he'd want to leave Madrid. I think that Carlo Ancelotti will depend on him next season. I think that he will be in the starting 11 to start off the season. I think he's going to have to really stink it up for him to get dropped. I know that my guy Sam said that he thinks that Arda Güler might be starting on that right wing come mid-season. But if that's the case, then it means that Rodrigo has just been dropping stinker after stinker. Now, what I will say, though, is aside from Jude, right, all of our attacking options, I think Jude and Rodrigo are going to take the biggest hit, right? I think it's going to be the Vinny and Mbappe show. But that doesn't mean that I'm still not expecting big things from Rodrigo next season, right? I'm expecting him to be involved in a lot of the build-up. I'm expecting him to get a lot of assists and also still chip in with goals. But from this front three, because obviously we're going to put Mbappe as our striker, right? I mean, come on now. We'll talk about him in a second. But, yeah, looking at this front three, Rodrigo, you have to say, he is the worst player there. So, I think that, he will have to take a step back. But I think next season he will kick on. People, do not give up on my guy. Sam says, I think Tchouaméni is the best Cruz replacement, and Camla starts with him. I think one of the forwards gets dropped. So you think that we stick in this 4-4-2 formation? I don't see that happening, bro. I think we are going to go back to a 4-3-3. Like, that is Madrid, right? We are a 4-3-3 kind of team. And I know that the midfield is our strongest area, right? But I think just right here, this formation, how do you stop this team? What stops Madrid next season from going invincible? What stops them from winning the treble? What stops them from winning the quadruple, the quintuple, or whatever the hell it's called? Because we're going to be playing in the Super Cup in August against Atalanta. That's going to be Mbappe's first official game with us, right? And then I think we should win La Liga. I expect us to win the Super Cup. I expect us to win the Club World Cup, Copa del Rey, and the Champions League. That's 6 trophies. I expect us to win all of them. Now, is that going to happen? I don't know, right? It's easier said than done. But that has to be the expectations next season. Now, as far as Mbappe is concerned, I know that he likes to play off the left. I know that that's where he's most dangerous. But I do not think that he would have signed for Real Madrid if he was not prepared to play as a striker and be down the middle. It would make no sense if Mbappe joined us and if he expected to be on the left wing. I'd have to look at him like he was stupid, because we don't need a winger. We need a striker. So if you sign Mbappe, and let's say hypothetically he does end up starting on the left, why did we bring him in? Because we're still going to have the same issue that we had this season in terms of not having an out-and-out number 9. It wouldn't make any sense to bring him in, to put him on the left. Now, I think that there will be games that he will start on the left, right? If you want to give Vinny a rest, you drop him, you start Mbappe on the left, you put Endrick down the middle. And I think throughout games, they will interchange, right? Like, there may be times where even though the game might start off in this formation, yeah, you may see Mbappe pick up the ball on that left. And then you might see Vinny do it the next time. And with this kind of squad that we have, it's a lot of big-name players, right? It's a lot of players with personalities. It's big egos. And that's why Carlo Ancelotti is the man for the job. Actually, if I just save this, I think I can actually just zoom in regularly, right? Like, I can kind of have it like how it was, unless I'm mistaken. But yeah, Carlo Ancelotti, that was the right appointment, giving him that extension, right? I know people are talking about Xabi Alonso. People are talking about what the future may hold. But I can actually see Carlo staying for more than 1 year. Why would you want to leave? You're going to have Mbappe, Rodrigo, Vinicius, Jude, Endrick, Valverde, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Ferland Mendy, possibly Alphonso Davies, Thibaut Courtois, Eder Militao's going to be healthy next season, Antonio Rudiger. Like, why would you leave if you're Carlo? I'm not going nowhere. I'm talking about, yo, how much longer do y'all want me to stay? And guess what? I would keep Carlo Ancelotti for as long as he wants to remain at Real Madrid. Because I know that people want to talk about, hold on, yep. I know that, yeah, this is good right here. I know that people want to talk about Xabi Alonso, but, I mean, come on now. I know that he's had a fantastic season at Bayer Leverkusen, but can Xabi Alonso come into this dressing room and manage these big personalities? Can he also understand that at Madrid, you're expected to win, right? You're expected to, win trophies immediately. At Bayer Leverkusen, he didn't really have that kind of pressure on him, even though what they did was fantastic. If Leverkusen would have just came 4th and won nothing, they would have been happy with that season. It's different coming to Madrid. And I'm going to be interested to see what Xabi Alonso does next season, right? How are they going to be able to retain the title? How are they going to do in Champions League? How are they going to manage with more games against better competition on their schedule? So we'll see. But I think everybody just calling for Xabi to just take over for Carlo is ridiculous, bro. I think Carlo Ancelotti needs to stay for as long as he wants. I'm not forcing him out the club. But let me see what else you guys are saying in the chat. So Rohan says, looking forward to seeing Endrick and Guler next season for you guys. Hope they get some playing time. Yeah, I think that Arda Guler is going to play a big part in whatever we do next season. And I'm very excited to see Endrick as well. I mean, look, I've been seeing so much about this guy that it's like, damn, let's just get this season started. Like, I kind of actually don't care about the Euros and Copa America as much as I originally might have. Like, I'm just ready for the season. Like, can the season start next week? Please. Oh my goodness. But yeah, people, look, I need you guys to smash that like button and get in the live chat. You know, let me know what you guys are thinking. Shout out to everybody that is in here watching. And I do just want to go through some tweets, right? I just want to see what the fans are saying, you know, what the media and some of the journalists are reporting as well. And I already have a whole Real Madrid tab that is available now. I think hold on. Yep, I did not fix that properly. Okay, 1 second, guys. Let's get this, yep, to fill up the screen. And yeah, man, let's just go through some tweets. Let's go through some tweets reacting to this. So, Madrid Zone, they're saying Mbappe's kit will go on sale Wednesday, June 5th in Real Madrid's official store. Okay. I mean, I don't really care about that, right? I mean, I'm not going to buy his kit just because I don't usually buy kits with players' numbers on the back and all that, unless it's an international kit, right? Because you can't switch your international allegiance, but you can definitely end up falling out with the club and then leaving. Let's see. Real Madrid are going through a unique moment. I don't remember a moment like this. There are no good times for anti-Madrid fans. I mean, maybe the COVID years were a bit rough, right? When we had to play at the training ground, and then Zinedine Zidane's last season when we didn't win a trophy. You know, it's definitely been, you know, it's been a little small rough patch, but not too long. Also, when we had Lopetegui here, I mean, he was there for like 15 games, and then Solari and those guys. So, you know, we've experienced a little bit of pain in recent years. I mean, look, not as much though, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, okay, so Ronaldo, he tweeted about, well, he commented on it as well. Yo, a lot of people are bigging up Mbappe right now, man. Hold on, let's see what else we got. Jude posted this on his IG. Nice. Let's see. There was something that I did want to show. Hold on, right? And maybe I should have bookmarked some of these tweets, but I was having issues, so... Yeah, so look, they dropped a whole video for this guy. Should we play it? Oh, this is loud. All right, hold on. I'm going to have it so you guys can kind of hear it as well. I don't think I'll be copyrighted, right? I mean, and if we do, it is what it is. This is crazy. Oh my. Yo, you know what I want to talk about real quick? How the hell do people actually compare this? Like, come on, man. Like, we got to stop the comparisons between Mbappe and Erling Haaland, man. Like, there is no comparisons. Mbappe is so clear. Haaland is a system player. Mbappe is the system. Do you get it? Do you get what I'm saying, guys? Like, Haaland, if he's not scoring a 2-yard tap-in, he might as well not be on the pitch. He doesn't create chances for himself. He doesn't necessarily create for his teammates. He doesn't press. He doesn't track back. City are literally out there playing with 10 men every time he starts a game. And I said it weeks or months ago, and I'll stand on what I said. I'd rather have Julian Alvarez over Haaland. Such an overrated player. You put Mbappe in any system, and he's going to cook. Mbappe can pick up the ball from the halfway line and bring it down the field and score. Create for his teammates. Like, the only benefit to having Haaland on the pitch is that he is a distraction in terms of he does draw a lot of attention away from his other teammates, because everybody knows that, and I'll be honest, he is elite off the ball. He does have very good off the ball movement. He always knows where it's to be to receive the ball as well, and he is a clinical striker. But as an overall footballer, we got to stop these conversations, bro. Erling Haaland is not chatting to my guy Mbappe. Like, what are we talking about here? But let's keep going with some of these highlights that Real Madrid have dropped. People, smash that like button and get in the live chat and let me know what you guys think about Mbappe joining Real Madrid. Comunicado Oficial dropped over an hour ago, and it still doesn't feel real. Like, there's deals that happen where we all know that Mbappe to Madrid was arguably the worst kept secret these last few months, especially when he didn't end up signing a new contract with PSG. But it's still one of those things that when it goes through, I'm going to sit here and be like, what the hell? Like, we actually did it. But yeah, let me hit play. I'm just waffling, right? Just look at this. Look at this. On that left. Look at that strike. And who's that against? Who's that striker against, people? Barcelona. Hey, Barca fans. It's over for you guys. It is over. You had your turn when you had Messi, Suarez, Neymar. Now you got to deal with VMR. That's what we're calling them, VMR. Vinny, Mbappe, Rodrigo. Watch what happens next season. Look at how we cooked you guys with all the injuries that we had without having a proper striker. Oh my goodness! Nothing but dominance for at least the next 8 to 10 years. Watching this video is actually getting me hyped. And I'm actually, on top of getting hyped, I'm also a bit sad. Because imagine if we had Toni Kroos. If Toni Kroos would have just signed a 1-year deal to remain at the club. Oh my goodness. Imagine all the passes that he would have had. Oh my God. Imagine all the assists. Imagine how we're going to flow next season. Oh, if Toni Kroos was here, I don't get why he'd want to leave. Toni Kroos was arguably the best center mid in the world last season. He could possibly maybe win the Ballon d'Or if Germany win it this season. The Euros. He could have stayed 1 more year and still played at a high level. Oh my gosh. Just imagine. Imagine, people. And you know what's also crazy? Imagine being PSG and just losing this guy for free. I know I keep bringing that up, but like, that shit's gotta suck. Like, bro, yo, if I was a PSG fan, my goodness. Big game player, man. Big game player. Speaking of big game players, it's actually crazy when you think about it now, because I think Vinny is a big game player, and now you add Mbappe. I think those are the 2 biggest big game players in the world. Now, I know that Mbappe, this Champions League, didn't really play that well, right? I know he kind of ghosted against Barcelona. He ghosted against Dortmund. But, I mean, let's be honest. Throughout his career, this guy has just been on it. He's been fantastic. I mean, like, we don't really have to sit here and try to downplay him, right? But I do understand that he wasn't able to succeed with PSG in terms of the Champions League. So he is joining us, hoping that we can recreate what we did this season next season. And I think that we will. Unless some devastating injuries happen again this season, I think we're going to be cooking. I mean, look at the pace. Bro, counterattacks next season is going to be ridiculous. It's going to be ridiculous. Like, oh my God. I cannot believe this is real life. Oh my goodness. Look at that strike. Look at that strike. Oh my goodness. Yo, my man's grabbing his jerseys. Oh my goodness. Look at the cut inside. Look at the cut inside. This is my future striker. Cooking. Are you mad? Are you mad? Top bins. Yo, the French league is cooked. We already thought that it was a farmers league. Who the hell's gonna watch it now? I barely watched it when Mbappe was there. I barely watched it when Messi and Neymar was there. Nobody's gonna watch. Yo, they might stream League One games on Tubi. Who the hell's paying to watch? Yo, League One games don't come on TV in America. You have to pay for a service to watch them. Who the hell is paying for that now? Now, as I said, I think PSG are going to have a big summer, right? I think they are going to have to spend a lot of money because you have to replace Mbappe. You have to. But there's no one player in the world that you can buy that can replicate his output. So you got to go out there and sign two big name players. As I said, I think they're going to go get Victor Osimhen and Raphael Leao. PSG are going to spend like 300 or 400 million this summer because you have to answer for this. As I said, I think there needs to be some heads rolling. I don't know who owns PSG. Is it the Qataris or is it the Saudis, right? But if I was them, people are getting fired. People are, look, man, because how do you lose this guy for nothing? You should have just sold him. I don't care who the player is. If they're telling you that they're not going to extend their contract, you have to let them go. You have to. It's like being in a relationship and your girlfriend tells you that she wants to see other men. You're not going to, or you shouldn't, try to convince her to change her mind. You should let her go. That's basically what happened with Mbappe and PSG. He let them know, yo, I think I want to talk to other clubs. Oh, I think I want to go to Real Madrid. And PSG basically said, no, stay with us. Let me give you some more money and gifts. No. I don't care who the player is. If this was Vinicius, who didn't want to sign a new deal, and his contract was running down, sell his ass. Because it's bad business to lose players of this level for free. You can't do that. But I'm glad that we capitalized. As I said in my TikTok videos and my other videos talking about Mbappe to Madrid, this is like seeing Tottenham win a trophy. It's very rare. You do not see it happen. Like a player in their mid-20s, in the prime of their career, leaving their club for free. A generational talent like him on the market. And you don't got to pay. Now, this is going to be now, look, Mbappe coming to Madrid is very expensive because he's going to be on high wages, big signing on fee, and all this other stuff. But we didn't have to give PSG a dime. I know, matter of fact, hold on real quick, people. We will come back to this video because the compilation was just beautiful. Yeah, Nazar Al-Khelaifi. I know this guy is pissed. He looks like the biggest dumbass in the world. The biggest idiot in the world. Oh my goodness. Wait, what was that? Okay, yeah. Because how do you not make any profit from him? You actually thought you were going to be able to keep him and hold him hostage at PSG. This is Mbappe's destiny. And again, I said it. I think he needs to be fired. But look, enough of cooking these bums, man. Let's go back to watching my future striker, man. Zaire, what's going on, my guy? Big up to you, bro. Oh! Oh! Oh my gosh. Are you guys ready to see this at the Bernabéu? Are you guys ready? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yo. Yo. Oh my, what an edit. What an edit. What a, bro. I'm telling you guys, when I have a kid, Project Mbappe starts immediately. Yo, my kid might know how to kick a ball before he know his ABCs. I'm telling you, yo, watch out in the next few years. Watch out. In 15, okay, well, I don't have a kid yet. Watch in like the next 20 years, you might see my kid playing on that right wing for Madrid. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Bro, I'm losing my voice. I'm getting so damn hyped. But yeah, let's go back to Twitter though. Let's go through some more of these fan comments and whatnot. And then I'll get up out of here. I don't know how long we've been live for, and I actually don't care. Let's see. What looks interesting here? I mean, look, I know that all these players are going to be commenting on his post and everything, so we don't got to really look at that, but... Oh, shoot, my fault, Sam. I definitely missed your chat. My fault, brother. He says, is Camavinga not a starter in your opinion? He is. But the issue is, and I'll go back to my predicted starting 11 for next season, the issue that Camavinga is going to have is that, unfortunately for him, he plays at Real Madrid, and the midfield is the strongest area of our squad. So where is he going to start? Like, let's be honest, because you can't drop Valverde, you can't drop Jude, you can't drop Tchouaméni, and Vinny and Mbappe have to start. I get that you're saying that Rodrigo should be out the team, but for me, I think that you have to start the season off in a 4-3-3. Now, if Rodrigo ends up messing up, and if he does continue to struggle next season, then yeah, maybe we do tweak the formation and then you do add Camavinga in there. But I think Camavinga is a world-class level player. I think that he is a wonder kid. I think that he is fantastic. And I think that he is one of the best players that can carry the ball in our side. I mean, this guy could pick up the ball from the back line and bring it all the way to right outside the team's box. Like, he's fantastic on the ball. He's very good defensively, and he can play at left back, or you can put him in midfield. And I think he can play as an 8 as well. But again, as I said, unfortunately for Camavinga, he is at Real Madrid. If he was at any other club in the world, he's in their starting 11. Any other club. He starts at Man City. He starts for Barcelona, Bayern Munich, any other club for us. There's no question on if Camavinga is getting into your starting 11. Because he is that good. But it's just, I think this is the strongest 11. And you guys can get in the comment section. I see a few people in the live chat. Shout out to everybody. Smash that like button. But let me know if you don't agree with this 4-3-3. Let me know. I see Zaire says, let this guy keep on winning at all levels, and we may have some uncomfortable conversations. Ooh, who are you talking about, bro? And then also, Scott says, Champions League or bust. Bro, it's not even about the Champions League anymore. Because we just won that. Bro, since I started watching this sport, I've seen so many Champions Leagues that I'm actually starting to kind of forget some. Like, it's actually crazy. So, yes, the expectations has to be winning the Champions League next season. Of course, that's the expectations every single season. But that's not enough. This season, we've technically done a treble. People aren't going to like me saying that because we didn't win the Copa del Rey. But you won the Spanish Super Cup, we won La Liga, and we won the Champions League. What's it called when you win 3 major trophies in 1 year? Now, again, because it's not the Copa del Rey, a lot of people don't consider it a treble. But regardless of your feelings, that's what this is. That's what we've done last season. So now, the expectations with Mbappe coming in and joining the side, aside from the Champions League, and I said it earlier, I expect to win everything. I think you have to do, fine, if you don't want to count this as a treble, then you have to do the official treble then next season. Copa del Rey, La Liga, Champions League. I expect it. And if we don't win all 3 of those, I'll be happy if we win 2 of them. Fine. But I'll still be upset. So, look, the expectations are going to be through the roof. I mean, like, a lot of people are going to be expecting a lot of things from us. And I like the pressure. And I think that these players are going to thrive on it. For sure. Is my pip too big? I feel like I'm taking up, like, a lot of the screen here, right? Hold on, let me make myself a little bit smaller. But, yeah, guys, let's go back to Twitter, though, for right now. Oh, okay, look at this right here. Hold on, how does this look on screen, though? Yeah, bro, I'm too freaking big. Like, what the hell? All right. I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller. Yeah, that's perfect. This is perfect. All right, yeah, so look at this tweet right here. Real Madrid's under 25 core is ridiculous. Mind you, they didn't even add Endrick in this graphic. They did not add my guy Endrick. But Camavinga, 21. Rodrigo, 23. Mbappe, 25. Vinny, 23. Jude, 20 years old. Arda Güler, 9. Okay, no, I see Endrick. My fault. I thought this was going to go in order in terms of just what the ages were. But, yeah, he is here. Arda Güler's 19. Brahim, 24. Valverde, 25. Endrick, 17. Lunin, 25. And Tchouaméni is 24 years old. This is an absolute masterclass, bro. Florentino Perez has set us up for the next 10 years. And whenever people say there's nobody bigger than the club, I agree with that. But I think Florentino Perez is up there. Like, this man is the greatest club president of all time. He's fantastic. I mean, like, how anybody can find any faults with anything that he does is impossible. Like, what a legend Florentino Perez is. Oh, my gosh. Like, whenever he decides to retire, I don't know how you replace him. Like, the next president that comes in is going to have a huge job on his hands. Because we're used to different things that we expect. Let me see. Official Real Madrid's complete statement. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I might not read all that. Oh, yeah, no, I'm not reading all that. I'll just like the tweet, but I ain't reading all that. That's a lot. Cristiano Ronaldo's last statement to Mbappe on Instagram. Real Madrid. Yo, I'm not going to lie. This is kind of crazy. Like, you guys see my background. I got a lot of posters put up on my background, but ain't none of them of other men. Right? I think I got like a Michael Jordan one, right? Like, where he's kind of dunking the ball. But, I mean, nah, this is crazy. Like, is this post right here edited? Like, was this really Mbappe's room growing up with all these Ronaldo posters around him? There's no way, right? Oh, okay, Zara. You're talking about, I mean, look. So, let's be honest, right? So, Mbappe's contract is a 5-year deal, right? I fully expect, I don't know, I'd say in these next 5 years, I think, and this is me just giving the minimum what I expect. I expect 3 La Ligas, 2 Copa del Reys, 2 or 3 Copa del Reys. You know what? 3 La Ligas, 3 Copa del Reys, 3 Champions Leagues, 3 Club World Cups. I think that we have to win it at least 3 out of the next 5 years. Everything, 3 times. Maybe La Liga, I expect to win it every single year, actually. Every single year, I think we should be winning La Liga, actually, that he's here. But, I mean, let's see what Barca do, right? I mean, they got Hansi Flick, and, you know, they are a very jealous club, right? Like, their president, Jean Laporta, he likes talking about Real Madrid more than he likes, you know, doing anything else that's Barca-related. And with them signing Hansi Flick, I do expect them to make some noise in the transfer market. I know that they always say that they're broke. I don't think Barca are as broke as they try to make it out to be. So, you know, we'll see. I'm kind of scrolling here. It's like everything's just, yo, there's just no way that this is real. He needs to do a lot. Bare UCLs, another World Cup, Euros. He needs to be the main contributor to that. I don't know if he will be the main guy at Madrid because Vinny is here. And Vinny's already carried us to a Champions League. Vinny scored in 2 Champions League finals. Vinny is the guy. He's going to be joining Vinny's team, right? And he has to realize that. And I think that he will. I think he will. Let's see. The only fault with Perez is wanting the Super League. But even then, he is starting to make a point. I mean, it's true. I don't agree that that UEFA should be the only competition that clubs can choose to participate in. Because UEFA takes a lot of their money, right? Like, that competition, it generates a lot of bread every single year. And the money is not distributed evenly. So I think the Super League is good on a club level, right? You know, like, look at how Barcelona are broke. Look at how a lot of these other teams don't have the funds to spend either. But Scott says Mbappe is Ronaldo fan, hence the 7. Okay, I mean, that's fair enough. Even though he's not going to get that 7, he will wear number 9 next season. And then when Luka Modric retires after next season, then he will get the 10. But 7 is Vinny's number. So, you know, and I mean, look, he wears number 10 for France anyway. So, you know, kind of think of this as like when Ronaldo first joined Real Madrid. His first season, he had to wear the number 9 because Raul had the number 7. And then Raul left. Ronaldo got his number. So I think, you know, Mbappe is going to start off with 9. And then after this upcoming season, he will get that number 10. But let's keep going, though. Let's keep going. This shirt's going to sell out, though, by the way. And Mbappe's kit will sell out. I personally just don't buy players' names on the back of my... Like, all the jerseys that I have, unless they're international kits, they're all blank. They're all blank. Because just in case. Just in case. Like, I don't... It's too risky. La Liga welcomes Mbappe. Nice. Rajat, what's going on, my guy? I'm very excited. How long have I been live for? I have no idea. I feel like I've just been yapping. Kaylor Navas. Greatness, brother. May God be with you, and I am sure you will be very happy. Hala Madrid. Yo, I know Hakimi is like, damn. Because Hakimi and Mbappe are best friends. And don't forget, Hakimi is from Madrid's academy. Yo, Mbappe might be looking like Hakimi. Yo, don't sign an extension at PSG and force that move to Madrid. I can definitely see Hakimi coming back. But again, he's more of an attacking fullback, so you can't sign him and Davies in the same side, right? Or they can never be on the field at the same time, I should say. Damn, we first got linked to him in 2015. I mean, but to be fair, Mbappe was on trial at Madrid. He played a few games with the youth academies for like a week or two, but we just decided not to sign him. But I guess that worked out for the best because we know that, you know, La Fabrica players, they don't generally get a chance at the first team. Like, yeah, we have a few examples of people that have, right? Like a Danny Carvajal or Nacho, you know, for example. But if he was in the B team right now, I don't know if Mbappe would have been able to generate the same kind of hype and be able to crack into the first team. So, you know, I think everything happens for a reason. Let's see. This is about Jude. The first ever Jude Bellingham X Adidas signature collection with his own logo. Is that his logo? What the hell? Is that just a signature? I mean, this looked like the for a second I thought this was like the France training gear for like the Euros. I don't like his signature at all. Adidas could have definitely did better here. I mean, but as long as Jude likes it, right? I mean, it's his personal brand, so you know, I don't care. Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy. What year was this picture? This had to be in like 2012, 2013 maybe. Wow. Man, yeah, I mean, look, Mbappe has always wanted to come to the club. I actually want to see his post and like what he said. Oh, do you guys remember this kit? Do you guys remember the Black Dragon kit, the 2014-2015 season? Oh my goodness. I have this kit. I don't know where it's at. But I had this. So fire. Freaking dragon on it. And the thing is, I don't even like kits that got buttons or a collar on it. And I love this one. Rizat said, what did Cristiano tell him? I think he just told him, like, you know, like, welcome to Real Madrid, basically. Got Kylian. What? You have Mbappe underwear? Bro, what is that? Anthony Martial was meant to be Mbappe's level. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, Martial definitely had the talent and the potential. I don't think he was ever that clinical in front of goal to be on Mbappe's level, but technically, Martial is a very good player, and he is leaving Man United on a free this summer, so I'm interested to see where he ends up. But I think Martial is a very good player. Just the injuries, I think, have ruined him. Let's look another 10 minutes on this stream, people, and then we'll look to wrap up. So, shout out to everybody that's in this live chat, man. Definitely make sure to smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe as well. We're going to have a very big summer on our hands. We got the Euros, we got Copa America. We're going to be doing watch-alongs for both of those. We're also going to have the Olympics, and we're going to be doing our regular transfer lives, and we are going to be releasing transfer videos as well. So, big summer. I think that we just hit 1.7K, so that's awesome. And I appreciate everybody that subscribed. I appreciate everybody that watches all my lives and that interacts with me, because without you guys, these streams would be dead. Ballon d'Or power rankings, June 1st. Let me see this. Ooh, yeah. I mean, look, Vinny has to be the favorite, right? Then you have Jude, Toni Kroos, Mbappe, Foden, Harry Kane, Florian Wirtz, Rodri. Rodrigo is top 10. Okay. And Antonio Rudiger. I don't think... I mean, yeah, like, Jude should be high, but... For me, I think whoever had a better game in the Champions League final, I think that's who's going to win it. But we also know that the international tournaments play a role as well. I'm going to keep scrolling here. Wow. Perez to Nazar after signing. No, that's true, though. Because last year, Nazar did say Mbappe to leave for free is impossible. I kind of thought that they might take my guy out. Let's see. No one really is going to stop. Nope, they're not. Long as the Diaz and Judah have, we don't care much for sure. Why did ISO Speed come to our 15th Champions League celebration? He did? That guy is annoying. But he's living life right now, bro. Do I need to super chat or no? You definitely do not need to super chat, bro. And I'm not eligible to get super chats anyways. I think that we're close, but don't worry about that, bro. Yeah, I'm just kind of just, you know, talking. I'm still looking at just these posts. Yeah, I think we'll do a few more minutes here. I'm kind of looking for anything that's interesting. I mean, it's kind of all like the same thing that we're seeing here, right? What's this? Okay, this is a long one. Right? Yeah, let's read it. The irony of this multi-year pursuit and all the drama that followed is that the talented Frenchman now arrives in his peak years, yet the team dynamic is at a point where he is least needed. That's not true. We did need a striker, right? Whenever people say that we didn't need Mbappe, yes, I agree. We don't need Mbappe, but we do need a striker. And if Mbappe is willing to do that role for us, then yes, he was needed. We didn't have a striker last season, and we felt that throughout the season when we're putting balls in the, you know, in for crosses, and there's nobody there, right? There's nobody down the middle that was able to, you know, really put away chances like that if it wasn't Jude, who shouldn't have to do that because that's not what we bought him for. So yes, I agree. You don't need Mbappe specifically, but you do need what he's gonna provide, and that's a central outlet for goals. And now we're going to be able to let Jude go back and play his best position. But let's see. This Real Madrid team is made up of a squad that just lost 2 games all season, which is true, and achieved a historic double for the second time in 3 years. To put that success into context over Real Madrid's illustrious 122-year history, it took them 59 years between their first double, 1958, and their second, 2017. 2 doubles La Liga and Champions League in 3 years mean there's a special group currently at the helm. There's hardly room for improvement, but improvement is what the Real Madrid faithful will demand. And I agree with that because we didn't go invincible. It might sound crazy. It might sound selfish, but, bro, I expect to go invincible next season. The jersey. What's this? You know what? Maybe we're going to watch, like, one more Mbappe compilation, right? Maybe, like, one of those Mbappe, welcome to Real Madrid videos, and then we'll end it off there. Because that video that Madrid dropped got me hyped, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Oh, we got 17 people watching on the Comunicado Oficial. Shout out to everybody in here, man. Real Madrid, Mbappe. And if you guys haven't seen my video that I dropped the other day talking about it, you know, definitely make sure to go check that out as well. But, okay. Where's, like, here we go. Wait, I want to make sure that's not the same. A 9-minute vid, you know. Fuck it, we'll watch it. Let's watch it together, people. And shout out to Marista TV. We're going to give them a like. I can't like the video? Oh, wait. Let's skip this. Let's skip this. We ain't trying to see all this. Alright. Let's watch it, people. Rajat says, I want to go to Madrid so bad. Facts. 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 Let's get hyped, people. This is our future striker. Are you mad? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ugh. And you know what's so crazy is that a lot of people think that Mbappe is just like a power and pace kind of player. And yeah, his pace does help him out a lot, and he can use that to beat you. But a lot of people sleep on his technical ability. Mbappe has very quick feet, and he is really good with the ball there as well. He can link play. Ugh, I'm just so hyped, man. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. Oh my goodness. Look at that strike. Yo, if I was a PSG fan, yo, imagine losing this player. Yeah, if I was a PSG fan, I don't know what I would do. Bro, I would probably have to check into like a mental hospital. He's so technical, Rajat. You're right. Lovely. Lovely finish by Mbappe. The only thing that I'm nervous about with Mbappe joining Madrid is just how is he going to adapt to primarily being played centrally. It's like I said earlier, people. I believe that Mbappe is going to be on the left sometimes. I think that there might be games where he starts there, you know, if you want to start Endrick as well. So it's like it's not like I'm saying or that, you know, because people are kind of over-exaggerating this whole where is he going to play and all this nonsense. Look, he's going to primarily be down the middle, and there will be games where he starts on the left, and there'll be games where you start him and Vinny, and they'll kind of, rotate. Like, they'll be interchangeable, similar to how Rodrigo and Vinny do right now. And I think all three of them are going to interchange at times. And it's going to cause a huge issue for defenders. But I would be lying if I said that I was not worried at all on like what the future is going to be in terms of how are they going to gel together. What's the chemistry going to be like? But all the players have seemed to welcome him with open arms. They all seem excited for him to be joining them. So I don't think it's going to be an issue. This Real Madrid team, yeah, it's big players, it's big personalities, but they all work together. It's like a brotherhood here, right? Like, they all do the dirty work. Nobody feels like they're too good to do anything. Everybody has to make sacrifices for the betterment of the team. You guys understand what I'm saying? So yes, I am a bit nervous on how Mbappe is going to gel. I am a bit nervous on how he's going to produce, primarily being central. But I think it's going to work. And I think this team, they're going to find a way to be able to go out there and put the best product on the field. I trust in Carlo Ancelotti to line us up correctly. If Carlo thinks dropping Rodrigo is the right move, if he thinks still staying in this 4-4-2 formation is the right move, you know what? I might not like it, but guess what? I'll back it. Because Carlo has proven to me this season that he is the man that can lead us forward. All the injuries that we've had, everything that we've had to deal with, Carlo's the guy. And as I said when I was talking earlier, I know that he only signed a 1-year deal, but I'd keep Carlo here for as long as he wants, as long as he keeps winning trophies, and as long as we keep, being able to, whoa, my fault, I'm drawing a blank. As long as we are able to keep lifting trophies, that's all that I really care about. So, oh man, let's get back into it. Look at that. 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 Yo, I don't want to shit on Haaland too much, but he could never do this. If I was to put on an Erling Haaland compilation, you might maybe see like one or so goals where he's, basically scored a solo goal. Man, this guy needs so much service to be clinical. My goodness. Not Mbappe. Mbappe is the system. Haaland is a product of the systems. Stop playing. Stop playing. Look at my guy 15 holding on to his jersey to save his life. He said, I'm getting cooked. I got to pull him. And it still didn't work. What's this guy over here doing? On the floor. So clinical in front of goal. We haven't seen a player of Mbappe's level for a very long time. Don Carlo, yep. If he wants to play Vinny and Mbappe striker, yep. Like, you have, whatever Carlo Ancelotti does, I'm backing it. I questioned him so many times this season. We're not doing that no more. We're not doing that no more. I've made that mistake many times. I'm done doing it. Is this not making you guys hyped? Oh, nah. StreamYard K. I was trying to do my streams on StreamYard earlier. I had to create like 4 or 5 events, and they still weren't working. Now I'm on OBS. Funny how my picture looks clear. Funny how we're not lagging. I'm paying StreamYard almost $500 for their service a year. And I got to deal with Wi-Fi issues sometimes. How come I don't have no connectivity problems with anything else? Except for StreamYard. Oh, look at that transition. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Hold on. Hold on. I can't smash a like on this video? Did you just see the transition? Oh. 2-3 years speculation is finally done. Bro, it's been longer than 2 or 3 years, my guy. Yo, we've been looking at him since he was at Monaco. But it just didn't really pick up until he was at PSG. Can you see Mbappe play right wing? He did in Monaco, and him and Vinny could stretch defenses so much. Yes, I can see Mbappe being on that right wing sometimes. See, the good thing here is that we're going to have so many different options up front next season. I can see all 3 of these players playing across this front 3, period. And again, I think that it will be interchangeable. So, again, I showed you guys my predicted lineup for next season that I think is the strongest, the 4-3-3, right? Vinny on the left, and Mbappe down the middle, Rodrigo on the right. But I think throughout games, these guys will be switching just throughout the flow of the game. So I think there'll be times I'll see Rodrigo pick the ball up on the left, Vinny be down the middle, and Mbappe on the right. Mbappe on the left, Rodrigo down the middle, Vinny on the right. Like, there's so many different options. And then don't forget, Endrick is coming. Endrick will be here in the summer. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe this shit, bro. Yo, you know what's so crazy? All my other sports teams that I really like and that I support are all ass. I don't know if you guys are in America, whoever's watching. I like the New York Giants, the Brooklyn Nets. We suck. I also like Arsenal as well. But they're like my B team. But like all the other teams, they're just not as good. Shout out to James Rodriguez in that 2014 World Cup, because if it was not for him, I don't think I would have been a Madrid fan. I don't even think I would have watched this sport. But 2014 World Cup, first time I watched it, right? I used to think in soccer, yeah, I said it. I said soccer. I'm American, okay? Saying football all the time is so damn confusing because I got to say American football. Oh, no, European football. It's tiring, okay? But back then, I used to think that this sport sucked. In 2014, I'm like, bro, you guys score 1 goal, take off your shirt, run around, and I'm like, bro, who wants to watch that? Then I saw Brazil play, right? I saw Neymar. And Neymar was doing flicks, doing tricks. I'm like, hold up now. It's actually not that bad. So I'm like, you know what? Let me keep watching. Then I see Colombia and James Rodriguez scored, because he won the Golden Boot that World Cup. That goal against, I think it was Uruguay. The ball comes off his head, hits his chest, volleys it into top bins. Bro, I thought that was the best thing I ever seen. Then after the World Cup, obviously Real Madrid, they come in and they buy him. So I'm like, okay, I'll start watching them. I also was watching Barcelona back then as well. Not gonna lie, okay? I didn't really realize how much the rivalry, I didn't get it back then. I'm like, it's just 2 Spanish teams. But as I started watching it more, and as I started to gain more ball knowledge, I realized that they were the ops. But it hurt me because Neymar is my favorite player. Like, Neymar is my GOAT. I love Neymar. But I liked Ronaldo, right? Because I knew about Ronaldo before I started watching. I knew about Messi, obviously. And I also liked Madrid's kits more at the time as well. So, like, James Rodriguez, Ronaldo, and those kits. Was that the year that we had the pink kits? We had the Black Dragon one. And did we have the pink ones back then? I think it was the third kits were the pink ones. Them shits were fire. I was like, yeah, I need those. I need those. And I don't ever remember feeling as happy as I do right now. Like, I know that we won the Champions League 3 years in a row. And, you know, but again, back then, I was still pretty new into the sport. So I didn't really understand the magnitude of it. But since I understand what's going on now, I've never been more excited. Never. Like, wow. Wow. Like, this is, like, I actually made the right choice in life. Because I contemplate why I'm a Nets fan every day. I seriously go to sleep and I'm like, damn. Like, why did I pick the Nets, man? The New York Giants. They won 2 Super Bowls, right? I seen 2 of them bad boys in my lifetime. I've been to 2 Super Bowl parades. So it's not as bad. The Nets have never won anything. But the last, 10 years, we've been garbage. But if there's one thing that keeps me sane in sports, it's this club. Oh, my goodness. Let's keep going, though. I'm just waffling. And shout out to my guy, Sam. He says, I am hyped, bro. He's going to cook. He's going to cook. He says, Nets traded Kyrie and KD. They fell off since. I support the Chiefs and the Knicks, and we are also... look, man, forget the Knicks, man. Fuck the Knicks. Fuck the Knicks. The Chiefs, though, it's a good choice, right? You guys are going to be dominating for the next 10 years. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, bro, Andy Reid, you picked the right team with the Chiefs. But the basketball team, the Knicks, y'all suck, bro. Y'all suck. Get out of here, Sam. Sensational from Kylian Mbappé. Can you guys hear this? I'm going to be pretty pissed off if you guys could not hear the audio from this. Real quick, let me make sure I'm... Yeah, I think you guys can hear that. All right, should be all good. Oh, wait, you're not hearing this. Wait, what? Wait a minute. So I've been playing these videos, and you guys could not hear them this whole time? What the hell? Why not? All right, hold on, guys. Hold on. I thought that you guys were able to hear this. Oh, that sucks. All right, maybe you guys could hear it. Let me know. Nah, you guys aren't hearing this, right? Let me know in the chat if you guys are able to hear the audio from these videos. That's actually crazy. I literally thought that you guys were going to be able to hear this with me. Wow. Not like a dickhead. All right, hold on. Let me see. All right, let's try it like this. Let me turn this down. Please let me know, guys, if you can hear this.
You bet it is. Kylian Mbappé strikes again.
Oh, wait. Can you hear it now? Let me know, people. Let me know. Can you hear it now? I'm keeping an eye on the chat. That's so annoying. Sorry about that, guys. I definitely thought that the audio was turned on for you. Let me know, Sam. Can you guys hear this? What a strike. My gosh.
Diallo, and here goes Mbappé. Look at the pace of Mbappé. What a finish. Kylian Mbappé.
Okay, yeah, you should be able to hear it now. We can hear it, but it's very low. Okay. Alright, hold on. Let's pause this. Alright, hold on. I got y'all right now. I didn't know like how loud it would possibly be if I just had it like all the way up. So I did kind of have it low. Alright, thanks, Rohin.
He's done it again! The boy wonder has two for France. He's going to be a world beater. He already is.
David qui a vu Mbappé, il passe le milieu. Et un enchaînement d'une classe exceptionnelle de Kylian Mbappé. Here's Mbappé! Oh my word! The boy with the world at his feet! Kylian Mbappé! Mbappé with his first touch! It is just sensational! Mbappé, cette ouverture de Dembélé. Mbappé, on le retrouve. Mbappé encore. La frappe de... Kylian Mbappé avant le Real Madrid. Il y a la Real Sociedad.
It's still low, guys. Oh my.
Question. Would you build a website for a major brand with more than 200 million users using Wix?
Oh, what a finish that is by Mbappe. Runs away from his man, and he finishes it as only he can. Kylian Mbappé, too strong, too good, too quick.
Est-ce qu'il est hors jeu, Kylian Mbappé? Le rappel qui ne s'est pas levé. Il est parti. Kylian Mbappé. Kylian Mbappé.
Mbappé on the move, in again, scores again. It's 8-0, and Kylian Mbappe's got half of them.
Nicked on by Verratti.
Yes! Smashed in by Mbappe! This is Mbappe! Well, what can you say about technique like that?
Oh oui, oh oui, oh oui! Magnifique!
Le lobe! Le 300e! Oh, quelle magnifique façon de signer! It's Mbappe, oh, brilliant. He squeezed it in as well. Kylian Mbappe beats his man and wraps the game up.
Encore la parade de Ter Stegen, c'est bien! Ça y est!
C'est fini!
Paris retourne en demi-finale de la Champions League! Gonna get the shot away, decides to cross, good cross, Mbappé! Oh, brilliant! Absolutely stunning from Mbappé! Jusqu'au bout! Kylian Mbappé ouvre la porte des quarts de finale au Paris Saint-Germain!
Back post is Kylian Mbappé. It's a beautiful goal. 2 minutes and 36 seconds on the clock.
Mbappe is free. Only Alabama back. And Mbappe has scored this time. The man that Real Madrid know all about. The man that Real Madrid want.
There's no bigger club really than Real Madrid. It's also one of his dreams to play and to wear that shirt that is.
I cannot believe that this picture right here is real. I'm sorry, guys. I cannot believe that this picture is real, bro. Like, I get it, right? The guy is probably, well, no, not probably. Like, he is a Ronaldo fanboy. But this is crazy. Yo, every single picture is just Ronaldo. I cannot believe that's real. Shit is wild. But what I do want to do, actually, before we get out of here, maybe there's like a tactical analysis video, right? On, you know, how Mbappe will fit at Madrid. So maybe we could watch one of those and then we will get out of here. Let's see. Yep, we'll fit in Real Madrid. Yeah, let's see. We'll do this and then we're going to head out. I'm going to be on my boy Staffy's channel in like a little over an hour. You know, we're going to be talking about this and yeah, you know, I'm going to get to laugh at him because he's a United fan, so. Let's see. 17 minutes, though? This one's 12 minutes. 2 months ago. This one's 3 hours. All right, this one's for 3 hours ago. Let's check this one out. Also, shout out to
At Fiverr, we offer 3D rendering services. But you probably already know a guy who knows a guy who has a cousin.
Why can I like these?
Kylian Mbappé won't just make Real Madrid a better team, but it'll turn them into an unstoppable force. I'm Statman Dave, and today we're going to be taking a look at how Kylian Mbappé will fit in at Real Madrid. And what does it mean tactically for the likes of Jude Bellingham and Vinicius Jr.? And also, will we see a return of Europe's favourite football formation, Carlo Ancelotti's Christmas tree? If you're new around here, smash that subscribe button.
Yo, as I said, shout out to Statman Dave. This should be fair for me to watch this, right? Like, fair use. Like, there's a bunch of reaction channels that do this, so it shouldn't really be an issue. So, yeah, as I said, yeah, shout out to Statman Dave. Make sure, you know, if you guys are watching this, definitely make sure to check out his channel. And, yeah, give him a like and subscribe to him as well. But, I mean, this guy is way bigger than me, so.
But anyway, let's get this party started. Kylian Mbappé has finally closed the PSG chapter of his life and has signed for Real Madrid. Something that nobody in the entire world of football knew was going to happen. But before we dive, what Madrid tend to do is attack down the left-hand side. We'll see Vinicius holding the extreme width, Jude Bellingham tactically. This season,
what website is this? I would love to use this for, like, if I'm doing videos as well.
Season, Ancelotti has set Real Madrid up in a 4-4-2 diamond, or 4-3-1-2, allowing Real Madrid to be very, very fluid and relationalist on the ball. What Real Madrid tend to do is attack down the left-hand side. Yes. We'll see Vinicius holding the extreme width, yes. Jude Bellingham being that kind of false 9, number 10 option, yes. Rodrigo operating as a kind of central striker in the system. Yes. Real Madrid like to focus the play down the left. What we see is Benjamin Mendy either holding the width or attacking that
He's right. He's right. He's right.
Inside channel, and Toni Kroos dropping to get on the ball in that classic left half space. What this means for Real Madrid is they overload a certain area of the pitch, allowing to dominate that area, creating opportunities and 1v1s, and then in the final third, there's a lot of freedom. Carlo Ancelotti isn't a Pep Guardiola. He doesn't drill in the same attacking play over and over again. He gives his attackers freedom, which is...
He's right. All right, look, that man Dave is cooking here. So clearly he watches a lot more of Madrid than what a lot of people do, because he's spot on. He's actually spot on. Yeah, like the way that we attack does come from that left wing with Vinny. Everything that we usually do goes through Vinicius, right? I mean, he is the dangerous man in the team. So he's right in the sense of Rodrigo. He does tend to drift in to be more central as well. Like, that's why you even see times in that Champions League final where Vinny's on the left wing and then Rodrigo's like right next to him. And even I would say it sometimes like, well, if Rodrigo is right here, who the hell's on the right wing? And then, yeah, you know, Jude usually does kind of drift left as well, but also, you know, kind of does go forward to be a little bit more centrally because he kind of has been our striker, as you can say. So yes, that man Davis, he's right so far.
Is going to be perfect for Mbappe. From a statistical perspective, Real Madrid do focus that play down the left wing. Only Las Palmas and Real Betis have had more attacks down the left flank than Real Madrid this season. But more importantly for Real Madrid and Kylian Mbappe, where they are so devastating is on the counter-attack. Yes. Off the ball, Real Madrid have defended in two shapes. The first one is that kind of 4-4-2 diamond that we mentioned before, with the outside shuttlers moving over to the flanks to protect the fullbacks. This sort of happened at the start of the season, but as Carlo Ancelotti evolved the team, what we started to see was a 4-4-2 being made up of either Vinicius Jr. dropping back and defending the fullback on the left-hand side, or if there was more attacking pressure, we'd see Jude Bellingham shuttle over and become the nominal left wing.
That's true. Shit, this guy is good.
Basically allowing Real Madrid to sit as a 4-4-2 off the ball and then break and counter-attack. Not only does this get the best out of their quick attackers, but Jude Bellingham's defensive work rate is absolutely outstanding. From a pressing perspective, Real Madrid pressed in certain moments, but also were very comfortable at sitting a little bit deeper. Madrid ranked 8th in the Liga for PPDA, a really good metric from judging pressing. But even more devastating and great news for Kylian Mbappé, they ranked number 1 for goals on the counter-attack and shots from high turnover.
All right, look, this man is giving some stats that I ain't never heard of. He said we rank number 1 in shots off of high turnovers. What does that even mean? What? Yo, look, his name's Statman Dave, so I shouldn't be surprised that he's coming with some stats that I didn't even know were being measured.
Showing how well Real Madrid can soak up pressure and then break with their pace and ball carrying. Before we dive into exactly how Kylian Mbappé will set up for Real Madrid, we've got to say our goodbyes to Toni Kroos. The legendary German midfielder is retiring after the Euros, and Real Madrid will need to replace him in the starting lineup. For Carlo Ancelotti's Real Madrid, Toni Kroos was probably one of the best midfielders in Europe, ranking in the top 1% of midfielders for progressive passes, passes completed, touches, passes into the final third, switch.
Yo, shout out to stats, right? And shout out to everybody that uses stats and that knows all the websites for these stats. But I'm more of an eye test guy, right? Like, obviously, stats are important because before I formulate an opinion, the stats come secondary. What I'm seeing on the field on a consistent basis comes first, right? So I didn't even know that Toni Kroos was ranked as the number 1 midfielder in the world off his stats. But I could just have formed that opinion based off what I'm seeing. Now, obviously, the stats, they should align with the eye test, right? But the eye test does matter more because players could put in a terrible performance and then go out there, bag a goal, get an assist, and then everybody acts like they had a great game. Like, for example, like Jude Bellingham, right? Like my guy Jude. Right? I'm going to use my boy Jude as an example. I like him, but the Champions League final was not one of his best games, right? He wasn't really doing too much, right? And he did get an assist, right? Ian Maatsen misplaced his pass. Bellingham found Vinny, boom, 2-0. So now, his game, if you didn't really watch it, and if you just went off the stats, it looks a lot better than what it actually was. So, stats do matter, but trust your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Trust those a bit more. But shout out to everybody that, you know, they do rely on stats, but sometimes it could kind of skew the argument because stats can be deceiving.
Pictures of play, all the statistics that you want for a deep-lying midfielder. Not only that, but he also ranked in the top 2% of midfielders for assists. But it is time to move on from Toni Kroos. He's been a legendary player at Real Madrid, and he will be missed, especially from set pieces. In terms of replacements, of course, Luka Modric has been his kind of sub this season. He's been coming on in games. You know, they'll start with Kroos, he'll get subbed off in around 60, 70 minutes. Then Modric will come on and play that same ball-playing role. But long term, I kind of expect Real Madrid to move on from Toni Kroos and Luka Modric. So
it's going to be hard to replace Toni Kroos, by the way. There's no other player in world football that can come in and do the job that he has done. There's no like-for-like player. I know some people said like Tchouaméni, Camavinga can play that role, and I think, yeah, they can play in like that deep, maybe not Tchouaméni as much, but I think Camavinga can play as like a deep-lying playmaker maybe. But my thing with Camavinga is I like him progressing with the ball, right? Like, I like when he carries it. I think that's a very underrated attribute that he has. But, yeah, there is nobody out there that can replace Toni Kroos. Modric is, like, the closest, I guess. But this is why you're seeing us linked with a move next summer for Florian Wirtz. I've seen some rumors with Jamal Musiala because these are very technical players that, you know, can get the ball in the midfield and slow down the game and pick out good passes like Kroos has. But the thing that makes Toni Kroos so fantastic is his longevity. Right? This guy has been world class for over a decade. He's one of the best in his position. So, you know, again, you know, legend of the club, legendary midfielder just in general. You know, I think that he's always going to have a place at Madrid. I think Bayern Munich fans love him as well because that's where he came from when we bought him. But, yeah, man, it just sucks that he's retiring because the way that he played this season, I mean, his levels didn't drop at all. But I guess, you know, Kroos, he wants to go out while still being at the top. And, I mean, retiring after winning a Champions League, I can't think of a better way to end your career than that, right? Maybe if he gets to win the Euros with Germany, be a fantastic way to go out. So, I don't blame him. You know, you usually don't like to see players stick around for too long, and then their levels fall off, and now they're just shit. And now that's your last memories of them is being washed and getting outplayed by certain players. Like, look at what's going on with Iniesta. This guy's playing in, like, Japan or, like, Dubai. And I think his team just got relegated. It's like, bro, just retire. Why are you still out there playing? But, you know, some people know when to call it quits. Some people don't. And I think something that makes you great as well is knowing when you can no longer play at the top level and making that decision. Because it's a hard decision to step away. So, shout out to my guy, Toni Kroos, man.
I feel like the true replacement for Toni Kroos at Real Madrid is Camavinga, a player that was signed as a deep-line playmaker for Real. He's played left-back, he's played central midfield, he's played all across the pitch. But I think now, with Toni Kroos retiring, having him as that left central midfielder to kind of get on the ball and dictate the play, allow the fullbacks to get into the final third and play as his left half will be absolutely perfect for Real Madrid.
See, as I say, yes and no. Because I don't think Camavinga he's a good passer, right? But he's not as good at passing as Toni Kroos is. And I think that's what we're going to miss. I think, yeah, can Camavinga, like, link play and all this stuff? Yes. Can Camavinga carry the ball and, you know, create problems, in attack as well as defensively? Yes. But what we're going to miss is the passing quality of Toni Kroos. And I don't think Camavinga can just be his replacement for that because I don't think that's one of his strongest skill sets in terms of what Toni Kroos' skill set, because like a lot of times you'll see Toni Kroos grab the ball like on this left side of the field, and then, you know, you'll have Dani Carvajal, because again, with Rodrigo coming in so centrally, you have Dani Carvajal, a lot of times he overlaps and he's up the pitch, and you'll have Toni Kroos switch the play to Dani Carvajal. I don't know if Camavinga's going to be able to do that, and it's going to be interesting to see how Carvajal adjusts to that as well.
again overloading a certain area of the pitch. So we spoke about Toni Kroos replacements in this new look Real Madrid side. Where does Mbappe come in? So naturally, looking at the forwards, Vinicius Jr. is the clutch player. In the Champions League, goals and assists, directly involved in 40 goals for Real Madrid in that competition.
And not just in this knockout stages. Vinny is here. Doesn't matter. Big game player, best in the world. Give him that Ballon d'Or immediately.
Rodrigo, of course, plays in more of a, striker in the system and setup. Expect him to be the player that's kind of pulled out, with Kylian Mbappé coming in. In terms of overall role, potentially we'll see him as this, inside right player, or alternatively, we'll see him as the wide player, and then Vinicius Jr. could be moved inside.
Okay, so I see by him having Mbappe out there right now, and he's dropped Rodrigo. So I think he thinks Madrid should stick in this 4-4-2 formation instead of going back to the 4-3-3. I'm going to disagree here. But again, if this is what Carlo decides to do for next season, then it is what it is.
One of the big things with Kylian Mbappé is he doesn't want to be the pivot. He doesn't want to be the target man. He excels with players like Olivier Giroud around him, or Karim Benzema, players that he knows that will receive the ball to feet, allowing him to make that run in behind the defence, or getting turned and then playing him on the half turn so he can instantly attack. Jude Bellingham's been playing that role for Real this season, of course defending in a 4-4-2, but attacking in a 4-3-1-2, with Bellingham as this kind of like target player at number 10. He's playing as almost like a traditional attacking midfielder, receiving balls from any of the midfielders, getting himself turned, driving through, carrying on the counter-attack, and then getting himself in the box.
Nah, shout out to Statman Dave. He watches Madrid. He does. Like, I can tell by how he's talking about the team. It's actually refreshing to hear, because I feel like people don't watch La Liga like that. Like, if it's not El Clasico or if it's not a Madrid derby, nobody's watching us play Real Betis. Nobody's watching us play like Alaves or Valencia. People only care about the Madrid derby, El Clasico, and what we do on Champions League nights. Now, maybe with Mbappe coming, a lot more people will watch us, so then they will be a bit more knowledgeable on us. But yeah, this guy, he does know what he's talking about for sure, because like what he's saying, it's what I see on the field. So
he will be the perfect foil for Mbappe and Vinicius Jr., not only offensively, but defensively as well. Talking Kylian Mbappe, let's dive into a few statistics.
Yeah, we're going to end it here. Shout out to Statman Dave. I do not really want to hear about any more stats, so it is what it is. But, yo, people, I have no idea how long we were live for. I know that it has to be maybe close to 2 hours. I'm just here yapping. But, yo, this was definitely a lot of fun, people. Mbappe has joined Real Madrid. It's officially over, man. I'm ready for next season to get started immediately. I just kind of want to skip past the Euros, Copa America, the Olympics. I don't really care about nothing else right now. I'm just so focused on next season, and it's going to be a very good season, may I add. Yo, shout out to everybody that was in here. Definitely make sure to smash that like button if you guys have not done so already. And don't forget to subscribe as well. A lot of big things are going to be happening on the channel. We're going to be doing Euro watch-alongs, Copa America watch-alongs, Olympic watch-alongs as well, on top of the live streams, the transfer lives, and just regular videos dropping on the daily. So big up to you guys, man. I appreciate you, and I'll catch you guys next time. And also, I will be live in about an hour. Staffy TV, my boy. I'll be on this channel. We'll talk about some transfer news, of course, about this Mbappe stuff. So yeah, people, I'm a little bit tired, but